Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Got quite a bit to talk about in today's video, including Valve and Steam putting up some awesome games free to play. Yes, they're not going to be free forever, but they are going to be free to play for the next 2 months to celebrate the impending release of Half-Life Alyx. The entirety of the Half-Life franchise is free to play until the release of Alyx, I believe. You've got 2 months and change to play the game, so you've got a lot of time, so we'll go over that. Also, TenM, a Pokemon clone, has been released on PC. That looks rather good. It's getting a pretty positive reception right now. $34.99, a little hefty price point, but nonetheless, want to talk about that. And then also some great PC game deals available right now. Metro Redo bundle for $4.49, and then you've got Dead Cells, 47% off on that as well, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. But first up, I do want to talk all of the Half-Life games being free to play right now to celebrate the upcoming release of Half-Life Alyx. So you've got Half-Life 1 in there, you've got Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and Half-Life 2 Episode 2. So a lot of good stuff available to play for free. You've also got Half-Life Source, Half-Life Blue Shift, Half-Life Opposing Force, Half-Life 2 Lost Coast, Half-Life Deathmatch Source. So this is a ton of stuff, and if you've never played the Half-Life games, do yourself a favor and go back and play these games. Yes, they're a little bit old at this point. Half-Life 1 released all the way back in '98, but visually, I mean, Half-Life 1 still looks pretty decent, and you've got a litany of mods available as well. To give you guys an idea how good these games are, Half-Life 1, 30,485 Steam user reviews, 96% positive reviews, and then it's got a 96 on Metacritic as well. That is absolutely insane. You want to talk Half-Life 2? 64,533 Steam user reviews, 96% positive, and then a 96 on Metacritic as well on that. Half-Life 2 Episode 1, very positive reception, literally 1% off from being overwhelmingly positive, and that's based on 7,937 reviews, 87 on Metacritic, which is still very good. And then you've got Half-Life 2 Episode 2, that's got overwhelmingly positive reception on 13,052 user reviews, 90 on Metacritic. These are some of the best games of all time. I played Half-Life 2 back when it came out through the Orange Box on PlayStation 3, and I had a great time with it. One of those games that I definitely need to go back and play through again, because when I played it, man, that was '06. I was probably like 10 years old at that point, so yeah, I'm dating myself a little bit, but it's been a long time since Half-Life 2 came out, and I played it through the Orange Box, but I definitely want to go back and play these games at some point. I own all of the games on PC and Steam, so it's not like them being free is a big deal to me. However, for a lot of you guys that don't know what all the fuss is about, you should definitely go and check them out, especially because these games are super easy to run, even if you have an older PC. Like, to give you guys an idea of Half-Life 2 system requirements, you're talking a 1.7 gigahertz CPU, 512 megabytes of RAM, and then a DirectX 8.1 level graphics card. You're going to be good to go, and then 6.5 gigs for the download, so very easy to run. Definitely give all of those games a look. And Half-Life Alyx, we're coming up on the release of that. I believe that's going to be out in March. That'll be phenomenal. However, it is a VR exclusive game, so that is going to be a little bit of a bummer for some people, since I know some people are just not going to want to drop the excess cash to get a VR headset just to play Half-Life Alyx, but there's a lot of other great VR games available at this point, so not a bad time to check that out. Alright, moving on from that, I also do want to talk TenM, which is a Pokemon-like game that has just been released on PC in early access. This is really interesting. It's being published by Humble Bundle, so you know that they're going to put their promotional muscle behind this game to try to get it off the ground. It's not perfect based on the reviews. 209 Steam user reviews, 77% positive, which, yes, comparatively speaking to the Half-Life games we just talked about, that doesn't look that impressive, but an early access game being received that well right out of the gate is actually relatively impressive, all things considered. A lot of these early access games, they start off with a mixed reception, they start off with a negative reception, and then over time, they get better and better. But for TenM right out of the gate to get a mostly positive reception, hey, that bodes good things for the game coming up. Now, TenM doesn't try to hide the fact at all that it is a Pokemon clone. It's a massively multiplayer creature collection adventure. Seek adventure in the lovely airborne archipelago alongside your TenM squad. Catch every TenM, battle other tamers, customize your house, join a friend's adventure, or explore the dynamic online world. So this game definitely has the fact that it has an online emphasis going for it, so that's a great thing. And the backstory of the game, also very reminiscent of Pokemon. Every kid dreams about becoming a TenM tamer, exploring the 6 islands of the airborne archipelago, discovering new species, and making good friends along the way. Now it's your turn to embark on an epic adventure and make those dreams come true. So if you watch the Pokemon anime or you've played any of the Pokemon games, that literally sounds like a carbon copy off the Pokemon story. However, how else do you do a story like this? You could go the Digimon route, but honestly, I feel like a route like this makes that Pokemon style of gameplay a lot easier to do. And it notes, catch new TemM on the floating islands, battle other tamers on the sandy beaches, or trade with your friends in ash-covered fields, defeat the ever-annoying clan Belosto, which is essentially the Team Rocket of the game, I guess, and end its plot to rule over the archipelago and beat all 8 dojo leaders and become the ultimate TemM tamer. You've got a story campaign, online world, co-op adventure, housing, customized, competitive play, and it's an always growing game being in early access. That $34.99 price tag is a little hefty, and who knows how expensive the game ultimately is gonna be. While in early access, usually a game is cheaper than its final release, and to have a $35 release right out of the gate, that would make you think that it'll be $44.99 or $49.99 after its final release. But who knows, some games don't increase in price, so maybe this will be one of those cases. TemM is noted to be in early access until we feel the game is complete enough for its release. Based on current estimations, that'll be sometime during Q2 2021 or Q3 2021. So you're talking about a game that's in early access and still has a year and a half to nearly 2 years before it's finally out. So this game is going to make massive progress over the years, and again, that's why I harken back to that mostly positive 77% reception. That bodes a pretty good picture for the game. The full version of TemM will include much more content, a complete storyline, and a lot of features currently missing from early access version. It notes 161 plus TemM, 6 unique islands plus 1 mini island with endgame activities, ranked matchmaking, auction and trading house, clubs, housing, arcade bar, a Nuzlocke game mode, 3 mythical TemM, so that's really cool that they do have, I guess, legendary variations of TemM, in-game tournaments, and then you've got Steam achievements and cards. In terms of content, 50% of the game's content is already available, including the first 3 islands, 80 plus TemM, and over 20 hours of gameplay with the current campaign content. Most of the basic multiplayer features are already implemented too. The game is fully playable in co-op. Other players can be seen running around in the world, and interactions like PvP and trading are also available. And as far as the pricing that I just talked about a second ago, will the game be priced differently during and after early access? We believe in giving advantages to our early supporters, so the current early access price will be raised gradually as we ship new content and features, so the price will be going up. So again, at a $35 base price point, you would think that the game will end up being around $45 to $50 when it actually does come out in 2021. But we'll see how that ultimately turns out. Again, game available right now. I'll keep you guys updated on it. I'm probably going to pick this up and check it out later today, since Pokemon is a franchise that I was fond of for quite a while. However, with it being on Nintendo platforms, and I'm not big on Nintendo platforms these days, I have a Switch, but I don't play it much outside of some local multiplayer games here and there. I'm not really going to sit down and play a single-player game all that often on it. And I haven't played a Pokemon game in forever. The last one that I really got invested into was Diamond and Pearl, so we're going back quite a while, and a lot of the new Pokemon designs don't do a lot for me, and honestly, some people are hating on the TemM designs, but I'm kind of liking the design of the TemM creatures that I'm seeing right now, so that is available today. And lastly, I do want to quickly note some great deals for you guys. The Metro Redo Bundle is 85% off over on Fanatical, $4.49. This is an insane deal, and I believe the best deal that I've seen on the Redo Bundle. This includes Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, 2 phenomenal single-player first-person shooters. I go to bat for those games all the time. Yes, Metro Exodus just came out. I think Metro Exodus is pretty good, but I do think 2033 and Metro Last Light are the stronger games, and you get Steam keys for both of them through Fanatical, and if you do the math, you end up getting each game for like $2 and change. That's a pretty ridiculous value, and I'd highly, highly recommend it. If you played Exodus and like that, maybe you played it through Game Pass or whatever the case may be, go back and give 2033 and Last Light a look, because they are fantastic games, especially at this price point. And lastly, I do want to note that Dead Cells is 47% off for $13.12. This is a game that hasn't been going on sale all too often, so whenever it sees a steep discount, I like to mention it. Dead Cells is a phenomenal game. If you're into the, side-scrolling action-adventure, Metroidvania style of games, Dead Cells is going to be right up your alley, and it's one of those games that was probably one of the best in that aforementioned genre, and we've seen a lot of games be released in a similar vein, but Dead Cells does a lot of things right. This was a game when I first played it, I didn't get what all the fuss was about, all of the excellent reviews, but as I played it more and more, I got super invested into the game, love the art style of it. A lot of the boss battles are awesome, and they've released free content for the game as well, so while it's retained its price point, they have been committed to the game and updating it, adding fresh content, and giving you reason to go back, and this is a game that you can invest a lot of time into. I have some friends that have spent north of 100 hours on this game. I haven't spent that much time, but I have spent enough to know that it's a great game, and I would highly highly, highly recommend it. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, check out all the Half-Life stuff, which is available for the next 2 months. You can play for free and have a great time with those, so definitely give that a look. Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Episode 1, Episode 2, a lot of good stuff. TenM is available right now on PC, getting a pretty positive reception. Can't wait to check that out later today. And again, Metro Redo and Dead Cells available relatively cheap over on Fanatical for Metro Redo, and then Gamersgate for Dead Cells, so check those out. That's gonna wrap up this one. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.